Okay, hey, I think I was really pleased with how we shared the ball today. That was the thing that was most striking to me. I think Norfolk, they looked a little fatigued to me. Hopefully we had something to do with that. But I was pleased with our guys' effort in certain spots here today. And I think we all understand that we've got some real stiff tests upcoming here with this next week ahead of us, starting with that first game. So, our guys are excited about that. Excited about traveling together for the first time. That's a lot of fun.
Nate, I'll start with you. What did you get better at last year, even though you didn't get a lot of minutes in games, but every day in practice?
I think just being out there, coming back from injury after my senior year, just kind of getting back every day, doing the same thing over and over again, and definitely getting stronger in the weight room in the offseason, helping a lot.
Now, your injury was your foot?
Yes.
Which foot?
My left foot.
Left foot. And any problems ever since?
No problems.
So you can run, jump, do everything, and no pain?
Yep. All good.
Coach, what do you think of Nate's growth as a player?
He's come in and gave us some important minutes. I think of his 4 offensive rebounds in the first half against Northwestern. Those were critical plays for us. And he's improving defensively. He's really bright, as you guys know, and he's a heck of a teammate. So his ability to understand our system defensively is important. I want him to play a little nastier at times, and he's got to do that. But I'm pleased with his growth. And I was really excited to see him do some good things through these first, it wasn't just tonight, he's done some good things through these stretches here.
Avery, what's the growing team dynamic like? I sense that you guys enjoy being around each other, and certainly it doesn't always work if you enjoy each other and share the ball like that. But is there a carryover from off-court chemistry to on-court performance?
For sure. This is a team that genuinely likes each other, that genuinely roots for each other day in and day out in practice. In games, we really want each other to succeed. We really pull from one another, the coaches with the players for the coaches.
Yeah, so Pettis wrote at the end of the 2 layups, I think they had 26 field goals on 26 assists on 30 field goals. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Yeah, and they did an outstanding job moving it. I've been really pleased with that in stretches. We haven't always been like that this year. And to be honest with you, the 2 teams we played here Saturday and Monday, both they really in some ways force you to make the extra pass because they're in scramble the way they play. They're in scramble mode a lot. So our guys did that. They played the right way there, and when you've got guys that can shoot it like these guys, it makes you want to make the extra pass because most of the time it's going down.
Coach, what have you seen in these 4 games that's going to translate to the next 2 games?
I'm hoping that our guys out of these 4 games just get a reinforced belief in the system and what we've done up to this point, and the importance of playing together on both ends. And that's hopefully that's being reinforced. They've seen some of the results, and that's being reinforced. That's the biggest thing. And I think they understand we have a lot of areas that we talked about it yesterday in film that we have to get a lot better in. We've gotten exposed in a lot of areas, and I think our guys understand we need to continue to get better in that. And obviously, with the competition this week, we need to get better soon.
With Keithan being a game time decision tonight, I believe, is that an accurate assessment?
I think it's just day to day with him. I just think we don't know yet.
Can you break him in against Vanderbilt or Arizona?
It's a good question. It's something we need to think about and talk about as a coaching staff. He's got 1 year left to play. So as a coach, obviously you want to think about what's best for the team. But he wants to play, and he's only got 1 year left to do this. So I'm also aware of that dynamic as well. But we'll evaluate his health first and foremost and kind of see, even if he's going to be ready for Vanderbilt. I don't know what we're Thursday.
Is he able to do full court back and forth practice yet?
No. It's been on the side. You know, I keep saying that Lloyd looks pretty good there, right? He's looking pretty good. I'm going to slide him over here in between the lines, but he hadn't done it yet. So it's
But he'll make the trip to Las Vegas on the championship.
Sure. Yeah, he's come, he would have come with us regardless. He's a part of our team, and regardless, he's coming with us.
Nate, what do you think of this? Northern Colorado had Arizona down in the second half tonight. And it looks like Arizona, you're probably not even aware of all this, and Northwestern is destroying Texas right now. So what do you think of that?
I don't think we still have to approach the games with the same approach we approach every game. So just because they're doing that doesn't mean it's going to be the same.
What's that say about Butler, though? You played so well against Northwestern and Northern Colorado. Obviously, those are two good teams.
I think it says that we have a good schedule this year, that we're definitely getting ourselves prepared for later in the season and going deep in the tournament.
Yeah, I think in this happens every year. You know, it really takes you a month to a month and a half to really know. At that point, I think you can start to maybe have a feel for what kind of team you have. Before that, it's hard. Preseason projections sometimes get it right and sometimes get it wrong, and we don't know right now. You know, I think we're just trying to figure out ways where we can we be better in certain areas the next time out, and see what that looks like. And you know, obviously, when you beat a quality team like a Northwestern, you're a Wildcat fan tonight. But I think it's so hard right now to know who's what. We don't know what we are right now. Honestly, we don't.
But and you're the schedule maker. You threatened to fire the schedule maker earlier this offseason. But even though the Big East does raise your RPI and computer ranking and all that, these early season games really will impact your March resume quite a bit. What I mean, it did last year. I mean, it certainly did last year. You were 11-1 pre-conference.
Yeah. You know, you got to win. You got to. Obviously, our wins last year against Purdue and Cincinnati were critical. You know, beating Tennessee and Indiana State here at home. Those were all critical wins. But obviously, you know, hopefully we have managed our non-conference schedule. We tried to make it more challenging. We certainly have a very, very difficult stretch upcoming here, really, the rest of the way. But I think our focus is really on improvement, and if our focus really is on improvement, then, you know, we'll take whatever happens as long as we're really committed to that. And that may mean a tough night, and we'll respond to that accordingly if it does.
You, the coaching fraternity can be pretty tight. Do you know Bryce Drew very well? What's your feeling about going up against him?
Yeah, I don't know Bryce very well at all. I know Scott a little bit, his brother who's at Baylor, but certainly respected the Drew family and what they've done. These guys, it's certainly a coaching family, and they've had some great programs. Obviously, Valpo being one, but I don't know him personally real well. Talked to him a few times.
So, Avery, you play obviously a lot of good teams here at Memphis, but what do you think about games coming up against Vanderbilt, maybe Arizona, Utah, Cincinnati, Indiana? I mean, your next month is pretty bumpy, it looks like.
Yeah, but I don't really look at that. You know, I try to take it one day at a time. You know, my main focus is getting the Las Vegas section. You know, I'm not looking to Arizona, Cincinnati, whoever you just named. Coach Holt has kind of instilled this process to where we got to take it a day at a time, and kind of my focus day at a time. I just want to get better in practice, you know, so that's what I'm looking forward to.
Coach, we got to see Nate and Joey playing a little bit together today. What are your thoughts on them and how they play together?
Yeah, you can't do that against a whole lot of teams because it puts us at somewhat of a liability defensively. But Nate moves really well for a guy his size. You know, he ran a 5:30, 5:25 mile. You know, he moves really well. He knows both positions, 4 and 5. But in today's game, it's hard to play. You know, it's probably hard to play them right now too much together, but and they know that. But we might in some spots for sure.
Is that something you see changing over the next 3 years as they become older and get better?
We're certainly open to it. Yeah, we're open to it. You know, we'll see how they continue to grow and develop. And some of that is the dynamic of the other 3 guys you have around them, how capable they are defensively as well. But, you know, Nate can really shoot it, and Nate's a helper on both ends. He wants to help on both ends, and that's an important thing for a team. But it's, you know, I think we understand as in this day and age of 6'8", really athletic, you know, 5 men and 4 men that can drive it, you know, move. It's hard to play the traditional 2 bigs together, but we're certainly open to it. We'll look at it.
Speaking of other combinations that are, you know, may or may not work, I mean, you've done a little bit of playing Kamara and Tyler simultaneously in the backcourt, which does make you really small, but I guess a few times you've done it, it also makes you seem like you're pretty potent.
Yeah, Kamar's a good rebounding guard, and that helps. And again, against some teams, that's a hard lineup to play because you are too small. But we've had to do it against everybody we played because we've been limited at the 1 and the 2, and that's why Sean's played more at the 2, backing up Avery. So, you know, we could do it some. We've looked at it in practice, and the dynamic with when Keegan comes back too and gets it full speed, that'll slide some guys around. You know, we'll move Sean back to more his natural positions, and that'll be a good thing for our team. Some guys might have to sacrifice a little bit of minutes, but that'll be ultimately good for our team.
Coach, tomorrow night IU plays in Fort Wayne, and Tom Crean has said it's as much of it as anything, it's a marketing thing. It rewards the fans in Northeast Indiana that are IU fans. Do you ever think about marketing and from a business standpoint when you're putting a schedule together, and like what would be a good exposure area to play in and things like that?
Sure, it enters your mind. I don't know that it's the first thing you think about, but it's. I think you give that component to scheduling the thought.
Do you feel like you just get enough exposure being in New York City and DC and Philadelphia and all that?
No, I think I think we are always looking at other things we can do, but I do think that I like the schedule we have set up. I give Tom credit for playing that game. He's playing a good team at their place, so. You know, I give him a lot of credit for playing that game, and obviously we're going to an in-state school, Indiana State.
Why is that? Is that part of a previous contract?
Yeah, it's one we've had for a few years. So it's currently the last year of that contract, but you know, I'm more excited about doing that and going to play on the road in state school. You know, I don't know much about them right now. I'm watching. I know they'd be a good ball state team, but we'll worry about that when it comes. But yeah.
So you're not averse to playing on the road in the state?
If it's the right situation, no. It's got to be the right situation, and you know, we'll look at it. Obviously, that guy back there will have some say in it as well. So we'll we'll evaluate, yeah, we're not opposed to doing that.
One or two more? Or not? Perfect.
Okay,
All right.